Oh, good morning, everybody. Let's say
Morning.
good morning
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. And how are you today? I hope you're really well for, well, it's Tuesday. It's, what is it? Tuesday?
The 1st of December.
It's definitely the 1st of December. What do we call it? Is it Throwback Tuesday or something?
Yes, Throwback Tuesday.
It's Throwback Tuesday. And on Monday, yesterday, we had quite grey skies, but today it's looking rather blue and beautiful and fresh out there. So
Sunshine.
with the sunshine. So hopefully you are too. This is Gogglefrogs. I'm Angela, and this is my lovely friend Marion.
Hello.
We will be with you for the next hour. So I just hope that you've got a cup of tea or coffee. I've actually got a cappuccino here because I didn't have time to make another cup of tea. Hopefully you've got your knitting with you, whatever you're working on, crochet, stitching, and sit back and enjoy for the next hour, because you can see us, but we cannot see you. So you're safe. My hair isn't even dry.
That's usually the case with me, but it's going because I can't remember now, whether I've got a hairdresser appointment tomorrow or Thursday.
Oh.
So
I think mine's on the 21st. Yeah, I think it's
mine's at 10:45.
Yeah,
mine's at 10:45.
The whole hairdressers. I mean, let's face it, we went for nearly 6 months, didn't we, without hairdressers earlier in the year? So, yeah, but we're here for the next hour. We set up, just in case you're new, we set up this over 9 months ago when we first went into lockdown. We've now seen 2 lockdowns. We're coming out of the second lockdown, so let's see if we can get back to normal. But whatever happens, you have safety here. You can knit and you can invest this hour in creating whatever you want to do. So there is a chat box. Feel free, if you're live, to write in the chat box. We will read that out because so hello if you're watching us live, hello if you're watching us on replay, and on replay you're not going to be able to see the chat, which is why we read it out, and hello if you're watching us on YouTube. So that's introductions.
Somebody could be watching us in 20 plus years time.
We could also be in an ancient history class in, say, 50 years time,
or even less.
Yeah, I know.
Just think my great-granddaughter could sit here and watch this as social history.
I know. Thinking, what did they do back then? Do you know what? Knitting will still be going. Crocheting will still be going.
Yeah.
Sewing will still be going in. Macrame and all of those other crafts. And I know that we've seen some amazing, that twig thing as well. What was it with the fern, the pine?
Who was doing that? Weaving. Yeah. I've forgotten who it was.
I think there had been a lady called Sarah. I'm not too sure, but we've got a
whole
host of different things. So shall we say good morning to some people?
I think that's an excellent idea before I forget even more.
Bottom to top?
Yeah.
As always. So good morning, Safi. Not long before I finally meet you. Car distances apart, off a junction of the M1, so I can't wait to see you. And hello, Marion. Hello.
Morning, Marion.
And good morning, Linda. Lovely to see you, Linda.
Yeah.
And good morning, Janice. Lovely to see you. And good morning, Jackie. I think I've already seen.
Tell you something about Jackie.
Oh, right. Oh, after. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, Deborah. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Brigitte. And good morning, Anne.
Good morning.
The whole of the north and the whole of the south covered, as usual. So, and thank you, Brigitte.
Has somebody just joined us?
Oh, yes, it is episode 166. Georgie, good morning, Georgie.
Morning.
Lovely to see you too. So, episode 166, can you believe it? No, I can't. And who knows? We may one day get to an episode 666. Who knows?
Oh, that'll be a bit of a. How does the tune go? Oh, You know me, I can't sing or hold a tune in my head to save my soul. Now, I better tell you about Jackie before I forget. There was much hilarity yesterday on her page because she posted a picture of her slippers. And the hilarity worked around the fact that they weren't purple.
They weren't?
They weren't purple.
Oh, wow.
No purple slippers for Jackie.
I didn't realise that Jackie had any wool that wasn't purple. Sorry, that was a joke.
No, slippers, not purple. You
know,
they were leopard print.
Do you know what? Yes, I saw them. I am so sorry. It's been I have this terrible thing that I'm not I'm not good at checking my posts before I post them, and predictive text does all sorts of strange things. So by the time I actually sat down last night, it was about 9 o'clock, and I went to bed and I stupidly looked through Facebook, and I thought I'd comment, and one of the things I commented on, I had to edit it straight after because the word changed. So that's why a lot of the time during the day I don't have much time for social media, and on a night time, if I'm not 100% with it, some strange words can get on there and strange inferences. So that's why I've got to be careful.
Yeah, Jackie's going to post a picture on Gogglefrogs. But what amazed me was the fact that we all know about her purple addiction, but all her other friends obviously know about her purple addiction as well.
Oh.
And it was, I think Jackie will agree, it was amusing.
I just think it's lovely, the fact that somebody's known so much for a particular colour that everybody knows. And if anybody has ever been to Sheringham, which is a little bit of a knitting retreat that we do, well, not this year, but if ever there is purple wool around, Jackie grabs it, has it, takes it off people, wants to buy it off people. It's just absolutely hilarious. So this follows her everywhere.
You know what's going to happen, Angela? Everybody's going to turn up with a ball of purple yarn and all different shades, and she's going to have great difficulty choosing which one, and we're going to be sat there laughing our socks off.
We are. What have I done here? It's all right.
Right. Do you want to do the chat?
Yeah. Lovely. So good morning. Brigitte says morning peeps 166. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a few drinks today. Jackie says good morning. Safi says good morning everyone. Jackie says listen in the background whilst on an online course. Love that. That was like me whenever I had when I was working, whenever I had conference calls, because our conference calls weren't Zoom. Back in the day, even 3 years ago, it was too expensive to have for everybody. So we had to do like telephone ones, which was good because I could always have my knitting out. So I used to sit there on conference calls sometimes from 8:30 a.m. till about 5 o'clock at night. And unless I had to take notes, I was like this, because a lot of it was just blah, 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 blah.
And were these conference calls just around the UK, or were they worldwide?
Mainly in the UK. Yeah, it was very rare that we'd have people from other countries. But back then, I think when everybody went to home working, it was, oh, we need to get people's faces in. So you can imagine I couldn't have done loads of knitting. Oh, so while I was talking about,
I can remember back in the day when I had to make an international call for work, and by international, it was Northern Ireland. And today, of course, we think nothing of picking up the phone and dialing Australia.
That's so funny, because my first job, well, proper job, adult job, was working for BT. And again, sometimes you'd have to call somebody and you'd, like, all the phone lines were blocked. You couldn't make international calls. And like you said, if you had to ring, Northern Ireland, which was part of the UK, you had to ask the senior manager, who was always known as, I couldn't believe this, Mr. something or other, didn't even know the person's first name.
Yeah, yeah.
And I walked in, cocky little 18, 19-year-old, and just thought, seriously? I don't call anyone Mr. I've left school now. But yeah, you used to have to ask for it to be unbarred and the telephone number that you had to call, and then it was the bar was put back on. You think, whoa.
Well, I joined the civil service after I left the bank, and I had to call the people just one grade above me Mr., Miss, and Mrs. Until they gave me permission to call back. And I can still remember there was a Mrs. Antonez. And I can't remember her first name because she never ever let me call her by her first name. Never.
Well, this was so funny that I had this job, and I worked in BT, and it was just inputting meter readings. That's what it was, but that's what we did. So I'd sit there, do a bit of filing, input the meter readings. So anyway, and we'd put in this new computer system. Well, the company had put in the new computer system. I'd actually worked on it, inputting meter readings, etc. So they then said at the end of my 3-month contract, do you want to go down to London? All expenses paid for 3 to 12 months. Of course you do. I was 19 years old.
Of course you do.
So I went down to London. So bearing in mind, in work, I had to call, like you say, everybody Mr., Mrs., Miss, and you had to wait to be spoken to. You had to knock on office doors before
and
entering.
Call them sir and madam.
I know. I then got down to London. So one morning I had this one-way ticket down to London. I had to go to King's Cross. I then had to get a tube to Acton. And then I had to go into this building, which was a huge, huge, huge civil service building, I believe, called Bromyard Avenue, now flats. So I walked in there, and this is just hilarious. So I walked in there, and I had the manager, who was a level 3. That's 3 management grades. Walked up to me, had a cigarette in one hand, had a glass of whiskey in the other. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and said, have you, in this Scottish voice, I won't do it. He said, are you down for the CSS? I went, yeah. He went, oh, come in. Do you want a drink? And I'm sat there thinking, I'm 19 years old. I've just come down to London. And I really like this place. So everybody else says, no. I said, yes, please. So I sat there drinking a whiskey. I had no idea what time. It was so funny. Like, I went from this traditional northern office in Bradford, got down to London, and at 5 o'clock, everybody opened their drawers. One lady on our team took her portable television out of her drawer, plugged it in, watched telly, and got her bottle of gin out, or whiskey or whatever. Everybody got their alcohol out, and we had a bar, because I think it was the magistrates' courts there and something else. There was an official bar on site, and I could not believe it. And I had to work there for a whole 12 months. It was
that must have been such hard work.
I know. It was just, honestly, when I look back, I think those were the absolute good old days. They really were. For a 19-year-old, it was great.
I had a temporary promotion, and I worked for the collector of taxes, and my temporary promotion meant that I had to phone companies and ask them where their monthly pay-as-you-earn receipts had got to. So I phoned this one company, and this one man said to me, I'll tell you what, my love, he says, you come out for dinner with me and I'll put the cheque in the post. So I went, that'd be a bit difficult. I've got a big bump I'm carrying about with me at the moment. So he says, you're expecting? And I went, yeah. And he went, so's my wife, cheques in post. And it was, we got it the following day.
Oh, it's so funny when you look back to how people think like working nowadays is, oh, it's fabulous. We can wear jeans and T-shirts at work, and we have fruit. And I think, I'm sorry. I'd much prefer having to put a suit on every day and getting a bottle of gin out of the drawers as soon as it hit 5 o'clock and you were earning
I
overtime.
still had a colleague in the, what was his name? Was, I can't say his name. In the 90s, and he was a junior manager, and he came into work in Bermuda shorts. He did get sent home.
Oh.
He did get sent home to change, but his argument was, but I'm having the afternoon off because I'm going to the airport to go away on holiday. But he still
Oh, wow. So please tell us where your best place ever that you've worked. Have you got any places that you worked where, you know, I just could not believe the culture shock. I'd only left like college a few months ago, and suddenly I thought this was normal for adults. I thought, oh my word, why do you need pubs? Because you can all drink at work, can't you? And all socialise at work. It was fabulous. So I did really enjoy that.
We were going through the chat and we got made.
We did. I don't know how we got onto this, but
background was on and on, back. Listening
that was
in the background was on and on like. Oh dear.
Hopefully that made you smile, Jackie. I really do hope that made you smile. Deborah says, morning everyone. Happy Advent.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I haven't even got my stuff up yet. Janice says happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, Janice. Linda says good morning everyone. And the Midlands, of course, North, South and the Midlands. Sorry, I forgot that, didn't I?
Yes.
So Georgie says, morning, I can't get in properly. The picture keeps freezing, so I may be popping in and out. Oh, it's probably cold because it's cold outside. So that's why internet broadband hasn't warmed up properly yet. That was a joke. Not a very good one. Anne says, good morning all. Lovely to see you, Anne. Jackie says, I will post a pic of them in the Gogglefrogs Facebook page. Thank you. We can't wait to see the subbers. Georgie, really sorry. I can only hear you. Can't see you. Oh, dear. What I'll do when I've done chat, I will just go and
I don't know what Angela's done, but Georgie says that she's in now. She's in now, Angela. And Brigitte says, we can't hear you. Speak, Angela. No, can't hear you. You've muted yourself. Brigitte, of course, said that Ireland is international. I once offered to take someone to Ali Pali knitting and stitching show, but she declined. Her explanation was that she was coming back from Ireland the day before and would be jet lagged. Oh dear. Oh, that reminds me of something else I once overheard. Janice says, I remember not being able to get a new pencil from stationery until I showed from the stub of the old one. Offices used to be so strict. Oh, yeah, we used to have a lot of sewers in the tax office when I went back after I'd had my daughter. And our common services was responsible for issuing stationery. One of them is he wouldn't issue out pins because we used pins back then to pin paper together. He said, I don't know what you're doing with all these pins. He says, you must be taking them home for your sewing. But they were the wrong sorts of pins. So yes, I remember that. Linda says, is that where your gin addiction started, Angela? You're still muted. And Linda says that she still works in a cheese shop. Surely that's got to be the best job ever. Yeah, it's got to be one of the best. And Georgie says, sorry, Angela, she's a jinx. A very nice jinx, Georgie, a very, very nice jinx. Are you going to try and speak to us now, Angela? No, you're still... That's the other thing that always happens with Gogglefrogs. If something's going to go wrong, it goes wrong. Like, I've just looked at myself. My hair looks as though it's been pulled through edge backwards. No, you're still muted. Oh, dearie me. Ollie hasn't come to join us either. But have you... Well, I'm knitting and I'm trying to concentrate on you lot as well. Can any of you do any of you have stories from when you had your first job or your first went back to work that today would be funny? I mean, what I've told you happened. The first story was back in '74. The second one must have been the early '80s. And of course, things since then have got somewhat lax, because back in those days, we could also smoke in offices. And oh my God, how things got so dirty then. And then when smoking in offices was banned, if I ever went out with a crowd from work, my daughter would go up to me and, "Mum, you've been down the pub." She could sniff it from 100 meters. It was dreadful. Angela says, "I can't talk, but I will chat." Oh dear. What? I'm not so good at the chatting as Angela is. Oh dear. Shall I join in the chat? No, that would be, oh dear. And not one of you's helping me by saying anything. She's going to log back in and out. Is it one of your microphones, Angela, that's going peculiar? We'll have to wait and see. Oh dear. Comedy. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Yeah. Who's the feed, Jackie? Angela or me? Perhaps I shouldn't have asked that. Yeah, Richard and I are still binge watching Vicar of Dibley. And because I was very ill when these were first shown, I didn't get all the innuendos. I thought they were funny. But this time round, I'm really getting all the innuendo. And I'm sat there laughing like a drain. I really am. Last night we watched Hugo and Alice's wedding. And it was just funny. That is a very, very good idea. I can't, unfortunately. Angela has the controls, Linda. I can't play the music. Deborah reckons I'm doing better than she would. I don't know so much about that. Come on, Angela. If you played the music, you could faff about. Now I can't. Oh, yeah. Brigitte says, to earn a bit of money to get a bigger house, I worked part-time at Leighton Laundry. I didn't know they used to have one. One of the girls learned that I was German. She called another lady over and said, "Maria is Italian. Talk forward to each other." Maria and I nearly talk forward to one another. Oh, dearie me. It's like when my friend and I were in, where were we? Istanbul. And they're very good at English, the Turks, and my friend's fluent in Spanish as well. And there was a couple at the table next to us that were Spanish and had no English, and were having trouble getting over to this Turkish waiter what they wanted. So Anita, bless her, stepped in, converted the Spanish to the English, and did a three-way conversation. And she's done that in other countries as well. Linda suggested, and I think it's excellent, Angela, that we play the music. And Ollie's joined us.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the first day of the Gogglefrogs Advent Calendar. I asked for Gogglefroggers to nominate themselves to pick their favourite Christmas songs, and what you're going to see over the next 12 episodes are some short videos, some long videos, some funny videos, some duplicate videos, and hopefully we'll have a few laughs and giggles along the way. So today is day one, and Jackie Taylor picked today, and what better way to start the 12 Gogglefrogs days of Advent with the 12 days of Christmas. So here it is. Thank you, Jackie, and look out for your special guest star.
Absolutely brilliant. Where on earth did you find that, Jackie? Where on earth? Now then, can we hear Angela? No, we cannot hear Angela. For calling birds. Can you hear me now? Oh dear. Oh dear. Jackie says the first time that she saw that, she nearly wet herself from laughing so much. It was the best rendition of the 12 Days of Christmas, and she found it on YouTube. That was just incredible, Jackie. So funny. Georgie and Brigitte said that it was incredibly funny. Georgie also goes back to the working ethic, and the company she worked for was called Case Technology, and it's back in the early 90s. And their working ethic was that any opportunity was to go to the pub and spend the day boozing. Was that so they could do that 12 days of Christmas, Georgie? And the boozing was paid for by the company. The whole office jumped at the chance. Any excuse for a party. One opportunity was an afternoon at the Benihana restaurant in Swiss Cottage. I hasten to say, an afternoon on rum punches. I fell out the coach when we got home. Did you sleep well? That's a good point. Brigitte says, is your mic actually plugged in, Angela? And Angela says, the laptop mic has just stopped working. You know why that is? You've used it too much. That's what the company will say when you want to take it back, that it's working too much. I think if I'm really clever, I might be able to do Facebook. Maybe not. Oh dear. Now I've got technical problems. Wait a minute. I knew this would go wrong. Goggle. Right. I'm now going to... No, I don't do it there. I'll do it here. Share my screen. Share. Come on. Share. Oh, my application window. Application window? Or Chrome tab? Chrome tab. Oh dear. Oh, okay, Angela. I should have been able to do it. I just didn't know which one to press. Well, I got as far as actually getting us both up top small. Right, go on then. I think quite a few have posted today. I haven't got my iPad so I can read it, but we'll manage. Right. Right. Oh, Linda's passed a very first top-down knit in the round. A beautiful jumper in a sort of aubergine colour, which not super duper lace and cables, but it's for work, so that's fine by me. And it only took a fortnight. Wow, that looks so comfy. Is Linda the lady that works in the cheese shop? In which case that would be perfect with the amount of customers a cheese shop will get. Door opening and shutting all the time. So what's next, Angela? Brigitte. It's got to be Brigitte. Oh, I love that. Look at all those subtle colours. This was the first piece I learned, and it sagged, but it was 1989. Was a rush job all round. Saw the kit in John Lewis and thought it would make a good housewarming present for my brother. Thought the picture was A1 size, but there were 4 of them. The crosses were printed on the material, and the thread was perle. Oh, that means it was sort of like a pearl. Look, had a bit of a sheen, doesn't it? Had to get it all done in 3 weeks before going to Germany. Well, I think you did a brilliant job there. That looks gorgeous. Okay. And Brigitte says that top-down jumper looks brilliant. Yeah, down a bit. There's Brigitte's. There's Jackie's slippers. I was telling Richard all about them, and I said they're leopard print. He said, yeah, but what are they made of? I said, well, it's leopard print. He said, but what are they made of? I said, I think it's fleece. So, Robert has said, this is about the Secret Santa. If you would like to take part in the Gogglefrogs Secret Santa, please tell us below or message and we will add you to the list. Closing date is Saturday. What's the date on Saturday? Saturday, I might disappear. Saturday the 5th. And you will know by Monday who your present is for and where to post it. The present has a maximum value of £5 and you pay the postage. We will open the presents together on our Christmas party show. Date to be confirmed. Oh, did I suggest it? Oh, apparently I did. Go on down. I think I was going to say what a brilliant idea, but as I suggested, I can't very well. Oh, what's this and who posted it? Oh, Deborah. What is it? Angela, you asked for pictures of my little bag with knitting notions I take everywhere. Here it is. The little blue scissors and the needle gauge were in my mum's knitting bag. So she treasures them a lot. Oh, that's lovely. That really is lovely, Deborah. Oh, and Anne says she just got a Facebook message to say our new chocolate shop in Bedale opens on Thursday. Tracy says, might not make it today as trying out the collect from Aldi. We'll see you tomorrow night if not. Let us know how that one goes, Tracy, if you catch us up. Deborah started her socks, her Mind the Gap socks. I must admit, the other night I sat there trying to work out if I could name all the tube lines. I couldn't remember who Pink was. Who's Pink? Which tube line's Pink? Brown's Bakerloo, Yellow's Central, Blue's Victoria, Black's Northern, the other Blue's Piccadilly, Green's District. You've got to type it. Oh, is that me now sharing somehow? No, right. What is Sarah? Sarah says, I only know if anyone else has seen the old comic that this is taken from, but this was truly the only way to show my latest crochet creation. What is it? Oh, pink is Hammersmith City, says Deborah. And Janice and Angela. Oh, Angela, yeah. What's happening here? Yes, we've seen your slippers, Jackie. Ah, now this is me. I posted on, this is Robert's fringe. And I've ordered some more. I don't know how much is left now. So, and Jerpel and Oxow. Oxow. And Jackie says she's missed it. I can't tell you how beautiful Robert's fringe is. At 8 minutes past midnight, I went on and I ordered myself another ball, another skein. So that's so go on down, Angela. I'm having to appear. Helen loves her Jerpel. That's Jerpel. She's got one of three. I think I might have 3 of 3. So does that mean all the Jerpel's gone? Yeah. She doesn't. Right. Okay, where are we now? Brigitte's got. No, that's me again. Because Brigitte couldn't take a message. This is me, Throwback Tuesday. This was a Debbie Abraham's picture pattern I took out of one of her books, but I didn't have the yarn that she suggested, but I did have Rowan cut and glacé, and I just did it with the colours I had. That's the front, and that's the back. Really enjoyed doing that. All right. Can't remember how long ago it was though. Deborah, well, we're back with Deborah and her daughters having that fabulous afternoon tea with Bubbles. Judy, now I love this of Judy's. I've seen it before. It came to Fibre East one year and it's a dove of peace, I think, ready for Fibre East stand a couple of years ago. And now it's a Christmas wreath with lights. Dove on a wreath. Yes, it's really lovely. It looks better in real life. I can tell you that much. What else have we got, Angela? And Jackie says that she's done 3 cows and she's done the colorways in 3 different ways. And isn't it just amazing how the colors, they're the same colors, but when you use them in totally different combinations, you get a totally different effect. And I think that's what's so clever with the likes of Debbie and Stephen West and Janie Crow. They know how to mix their colors up. And I was trying to explain this to my granddaughter on Sunday, and I'm not very good on colors. I can remember at school being told you never ever put orange and green together. But those colors are natural colors, and if you choose the right shades, they do go. They do go. Oh, Jackie just says it's 2 cows. Sorry, my love, I thought you'd done 3 and we were just missing one out of the picture. But they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Any more? Any more for any more? Oh, I loved this. He's so cute. Jean Lloyd have lost the plot on which day to post made things. Made for a grandson to replace the shop-bought one the dog chewed. Now he has bells on the toes and hat. Well, as long as he hasn't got a cat, the cat, mind you, Ollie would have had that. You know, Pudsy's found a new home. The Pudsey I knitted, he's gone to a new home because Ollie kept eyeing it up. Going back to Ollie, Lily's, where I get all his dog treats through, are doing a special for Christmas. Pork and apple sausages, and they come in a bright green, a bright green bag. So we got the bag out. We gave him one. Oh yeah, I rather like that. And then the next granddaughter, Laura, got down the green bag and he was there. I've seen that bag before, and he was sat so quick, so he recognised the bag straight away. And Brigitte says she grew up being told never to put red and blue or green and blue together. But we have red and blue on flags, and green and blue are the sea. They mix so well, don't they? So I wonder why that was. And this is David. David did that wonderful, I think it's for the floor. Too good for the floor. Yeah, warm and cozy rug. Rug? Or is that a northern expression for a lap blanket? He says warm and cozy rug. The colours don't show well in the picture, but I use tweedy green and barley yellow chunky yarn. A mix of garter stitch and stocking stitch to give a squishy texture. Oh, lovely. Safi goes, oh, Angela says red and blue for Popes, P-O-P-P-E-S. And Safia says blue and green should never be seen. No idea why. Poppies. Red and blue for poppies. Blue and green should never be seen. No idea why. They look nice together. Yes, Safi, they do. I think they look lovely together. And if you mix the two, you get a sort of aquamarine, don't you? Oh, yeah. And here's Brigitte's. Yarn is addictive, and so is Brian Ferry. Do you remember, I don't know whether many of you saw it, when Question of Sport was really, really popular, and Sue Barker was quite a bit younger than she is now. I think it was Thierry Henry, who was a very, very good-looking footballer, and they were on, and they really took the Michael out of her because she went continually pink every time he opened it, he said anything. So amazing what silly things you remember, isn't it? Brigitte says, yes, a rug does not necessarily go on a floor. Well, if it doesn't go on a floor, Brigitte, where does it go? These lovely socks again. So, fairy lights, that was called. So if a rug doesn't go on the floor, where does it go? Oh, a lap rug. Is that a northern saying? And Brigitte goes on, at Safi, I agree. One of the plush hotels in Dubai along the creek did their decor in orange and purple. Yeah, was that in the 70s? Oh, and Angela's saying, sorry, it's a Demio issue. Oh, is that the sound that's a Demio issue? Right. And Safi goes, oh, orange and purple is amazing together. Yeah, they are. They are, aren't they? And I seem to remember seeing some time ago this amazing wallpaper that was orange and purple and had a bit of gold in it. It was sort of had those sorts of designs like a lotus. Absolutely amazing. But that was the 70s, all psychedelia. Or was it psychedelia or a psychedelia? Yeah, Brigitte says it's open towards the end of the 70s. It was very modern then. I wonder if the designer had been on LSD. Who knows? Who knows? And that's another thing. Why was pound, shillings and pence known as LSD, but the drug was always known as LSD as well? Just going off piece. We're going off from the knitting. I've got you twice now, Angela. Oh, dear heavens. This is going to go down in history as one of the ones where Marion ends up with a sore throat because she's talked too much and she hasn't got a hell in hopes what she's talking about. Libra is the Latin word for pound or weight. Now, Richard's yelling at me from downstairs. And yeah, Angela, you're quite right. And she can't believe it was the 12 days of Christmas with me saying, can you hear me now? And Safi is saying she's seeing double and it's not even Wednesday night. Lots of laugh. Talking about those 12 Days of Christmas, has anybody else seen the John Julian Norris book of the 12 Days of Christmas? It is absolutely hilarious. It tells the story of the 12 Days of Christmas and how a young man sends these to his lady friend. And she's really delighted with the first one, a partridge in a pear tree, really pleased, and a very, very nice thank you letter. Very nice thank you letter for 2 calling birds, is it? Yeah, 2 French hens, and then 3 calling birds. Richard's telling me from downstairs, and then after about the 4th one, they start getting a bit terse. And by the time she gets to the 10 Lords of Leaping, it's got very terse and very rude, and she's complaining about the birds and the geese doing what they do all over the garden, and the Lords of Leaping churning up the grass, and the whoever it is blowing the trumpets are making that much of a din. It's keeping her mother awake. And the final sort towards the end is, you can see she's tearing her hair out, and she's going to send him a solicitor's letter. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm not going to read that out, Angela. Brigitta's saying she's not getting any stitching done because she's laughing so much. I didn't have that effect on, didn't know I had that effect on you. Angela says it may have been requested. Who knows? What may have been requested? Demio going down. What? Robert asking for Demio to go down so I can make a complete and utter ass of myself. Oh, I wouldn't be past that. If not, we may need to send the links. The links? What links? I thought that was a golf course. The links. Oh, she's going to try and come back in again. Richard's now stood by the side of me. He's listening, and I don't know whether he's going to end up having an accident. What links, Angela? I do not understand. Je ne comprende. And that's the limit of my French. Ollie's wagging his tail as if to say, come on, Mum, do something about this. We haven't even got a conversation about splodge, which, yeah, my daughter and son-in-law are going to find out tonight because whether they're going to get a kitten or not. Splodge. To the video you just explained. If not, oh, put them on Gogglefrogs' Facebook page. I'm with it. And Rebecca says she remembers a solicitor's letter about the 12 Days of Christmas. I wonder if I'd be breaking copyright if I take a picture of each of those pages. There's not many of them, and post them on the Gogglefrogs. Would I be breaking copyright? Oh, Richard's saying yes. I would be breaking copyright. Is Angela saying yes, I'd be breaking copyright? And Anne saying a lap rug or blanket measures between 36 to 48 inches, often used for people in wheelchairs as well. But that's the size I do a cot blanket. So you don't call it a cot rug, do you? Oh, well, perhaps you do.
There's no such thing as a calling bird.
No such thing as a calling bird. What is it then?
It's a collie bird.
Oh, it's a collie bird. I might have guessed I'd get. Can copy the full link into Goggles. What, the full link of the 12 Days of Christmas that Jackie requested? Right. Can you do, I think somewhere, John Julius Norris is talking or reading out his book, but it's the line drawings by Quentin. He married Jane Asher. Quentin. Is it Quentin? Who's married to Jane Asher? Who's that wonderful line drawer? He managed. Oh, for heaven's sake, Mary. What's his name, Richard?
I don't know.
Oh, you're a fat lot of good. Oh, Quentin Blake. Thank you very much, Deborah. most amazing artist, absolutely amazing. And it's his drawings and pictures that are through this book, and he's captured the spirit of the 12 Days of Christmas immaculately. Oh, have you found it? Is that the, oh, Rebecca's found it, the monologue. Wonderful. Can that link be put into Gogglefrogs itself rather than just on the talk? I'll try and I might try and do something clever here and cut and paste it. On the other hand, I might not. It's called a right. No, I can't do it now. Or can I do it now? Oh, I don't know. Can you do it, Angela, please? Thank you very much, because it is worth a look. Well, I think so. Oh, she'll sort it out. And Rebecca's going to put it on Facebook as well. Oh, I don't, do you know, the last time I had a sore throat from talking so much was after I retired from the civil service. I got a job in Connells in their sort of call centre. And I remember for the first couple of weeks, I came home from work with a sore jaw, a sore throat, and this bit on your mouth. It was so sore, so sore. But you soon get used to it. And because, of course, during lockdown, I haven't been talking that much, for which I think Richard's entirely grateful. Doing all this. And how you manage it, Angela and Robert, I do not know. And I'm just looking at me and I'm thinking, my God, I'm glad I'm going to the hairdressers. I look an absolute flaming sight. Has anybody got a hat? Anybody got a hat? Oh, Brigitte says, well, ladies, you've been stars. Jane Asher's husband is Gerald Scarfe. Oh, perhaps it is Gerald Scarfe then and not Quentin Blake. I don't know. Jackie says she's got to go now. You are distracting me from my online course. See you tomorrow evening. Well, I will have plenty of G&T tomorrow evening because I think I need it. And now that lockdown is finished, I am going over to Milton Keynes and I am going to get another, at least another bottle of lemon gin. And I think I might even try some more of their flavoured gins and see what they're like. And I might have, Richard might have to put me in a wheelbarrow to get me home. And Jerry's going to get out on the bus. I don't know. And I'll get sound too. When tomorrow night you're going to sort it out so you get sound tomorrow night. Because is Robert working tomorrow night? All right. And Rebecca says she has a lot of frogging to do today on a Christmas gift as well. Is that the one you had to do in a hurry, Rebecca, for your sister? So not as I have to do. Oh, she has to do it. She has a deadline looming. Linda says, enjoy your gin. It's 11. It's 11. Yeah. Yeah, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Yes, the plum coloured one. Well, good luck, Rebecca, and we'll see you tomorrow night. And bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.